Enter, rejoice, and come in. Enter, rejoice, and come in. Today will be a joyful day. Enter, rejoice, and come in. Open your ears to the song. Open your ears to the song. Today will be a joyful day. Enter, rejoice, and come in. Open your hearts, everyone. Open your hearts, everyone. Today will be a joyful day. Enter, rejoice, and come in. Don't be afraid of some change. Don't be afraid of some change. Today will be a joyful day. Enter, rejoice, and come in. Enter, rejoice, and come in. Enter, rejoice, and come in. Today will be a joyful day. Enter, rejoice, and come in.
Give us a chance to get a little better acquainted and know each other. UUUC acknowledges also the people who came before us on this land, the Umpqua tribe. Their name graces our congregation and the river that flows through and the valley that we live in. Here for thousands of years, taking care of this land and living in harmony, the Umpqua tribe are still giving us gifts today and wisdom. We make this land acknowledgement in recognition of what the Umpqua has done and in beginning an atonement for any harm that we may have done along our path and look for healing. There are a number of announcements in your order of service, and a couple of them need our special attention. The first announcement suggests that you save your schedule and mark your calendar for the next Allies Welcome program on April 25th. That's the one a lot of people have been looking forward to. We're going to be talking about LGBTQ plus and what it all means, and showing some videos and doing some conversation. There is a sign-up sheet on the back table underneath the name tags, and if you can bring soup or a salad or something to share for that evening, we would appreciate you signing up. If you want to join the committee and have not already signed up for that, there will be a meeting this week, so please let us know that also. And on the same table is the pledge box. As you know, we are still in Pledge Month, and if you have not yet turned your pledge card in, we hope that you will do so. If you forgot to bring it today, then we hope you will mail it in or bring it in the next time that you come. Now, also in the announcements, there is a short piece about what's happening the last weekend of the month on the 29th and 30th. I have two people that are about to pass around some sign-up sheets, Anna and JC. We're doing something special. It's going to be a workshop on covenanting. As a congregation, how do we join together in a mutual, warm, friendly relationship that allows us to truly know each other, support each other, and love each other? So it's a congregation-wide workshop, and that's on Saturday from 10 to 12, and following that will be a lunch. And at that lunch, we're asking that you bring a bag lunch of whatever main thing you would like. And on this sign-up sheet that I don't see going around yet, JC and, as I said, Anand have them. And we're asking you to just put down what you might contribute to the salad, okay? One thing. The lettuce will be provided. So you're going to chop up celery. You're going to bring some tomatoes. What would you put in a salad? A handful of nuts, some blueberries. You know, use your imagination and let's see what we create. So I guess you're going to have those after the service because I don't see them being passed. But be sure to pay attention to that one. And lastly, of course, much appreciation goes to our staff. Anand is here working as she always does. Our greeters, Alan Mary today, and Anand, and our media tech, Jake Tranter. One last item also, for those of you who were occupied last night, let me remind you that Jake's movie is showing today at 1 o'clock. So if we slip out and grab a bite to eat, we can be back here by 1 if you need that. But he will be showing his most recent feature film that we haven't seen at 1 o'clock. With great pleasure, it's also that I get to introduce you to Reverend Andy Anderson. You've heard him tinkle a little bit, and he will continue to tinkle on the piano. Really, tinkling is amazing music when it comes through his hands. And he brought a surprise today. He brought Ben Anderson, his son, and I understand Ben's going to come up here. And Ben brought a surprise, someone we almost didn't recognize, and that's Malachi. And for those of you who haven't seen him, he used to be about this big, running around on Sunday pre-COVID. So it's nice to have both of you with us. And our sermon presenter today, of course, is the much-loved Bonnie Anderson, Reverend Bonnie Anderson, and you will hear more about them later. It is at this time, though, that we have a couple tasks. The first is collecting for fish, so if Anand could help me. We've got some baskets, and we'd love to have your contribution. Our congregation has collected for fish for many years, as do other congregations and churches in town. And the food money that you provide provides food and health and shelter for those in our community that need that care. Our church offertory, of course, is later in the service. And it is at this point in our service where we welcome our live streaming audience. They are joining us via live stream. It's also the time to light our chalice. we have these words in Lighting Our Chalice by Crystal Hogan, entitled, We Carry Our Faith into Action. We ignite this flame, symbol of our faith, to beckon us into community, warm our hearts with love, and give us a light to follow as we carry our faith into action. Also, we have some opening words this morning, and they're anonymous. I'm not sure who wrote them. They are, I have walked the grounds of ancients. I have heard the silence of prayer. I have felt the glory of faith. And I have seen the evidence of hate. Whenever I open to adventures that scare me, I emerge from that darkness transformed. And now, please, Andy, would you grace us with some music?
Good morning, everyone.
Oh, and Ben.
Yes, we got Ben here with us this morning. All right. Sounds like a plan. No. Looking at the sun, stars, the moon, the sky. So good to know that I'm alive. My eyes are open wide. Everything that you feel, know that it's real. Just take it in and feel the love that gives the joy. So glad I know it's just a blessed day. Just another blessed day. I look all around me, all that I see is life itself looking back at me, smiling. How do you do? It's saying to me, how do you do? Everything that I say and that I do is leading me to what is true for me and for you. So glad I know it's just another blessed day. No matter what comes and goes, life is like the river that always flows. It's breathing in, breathing out. I'm one with the one and it's alright. It's only waiting for you. So come on and dive into your truth. Oh, nothing's holding you. Today's a new you, a brand new you.
Yes. You see, you got a light that wants to shine, so let it. Sacred serpent, my old skin, shed it. Beholding my brethren and sistren forever. Eternal light moving through space, connected. See, it's far-reaching. You're the dust of a star breathing, with heart beating. Use that breath to start speaking. Vibrations of love and freedom, as one, as equals, connected through each soul, aligned with love. What else can I say? It's just a brand new blessed day.
Today is a blessed day. First
Yes.
time in space to love myself and value of everything else. I
is always such a special treat to have Reverend Andy Anderson. And a second special treat. Thank you so much. We have some lovely children just waiting to go downstairs with Anand. There they go. Let's sing the children downstairs. Go now in peace. I have a little special welcome for our live streaming audience, and I guess all the rest of you too. Just for some reason today, maybe it's a concert special last night. I just want everyone to know that we are so glad you are here in this place where you can be yourself and you don't have to be by yourself, and whomever you are, you know, whoever you call yourself, however you see yourself, just know that you're welcome here. We especially are happy to have all of you here. And when our special guests come back, that makes it even more special. So thank you for coming. It is at this time when we light candles for those joys and concerns and memories that we may have that we'd like to share. You can either light a silent candle, or if you choose to do that out loud, and we'll have the microphone available. If you'd like to light a candle, I ask that you form a line coming across the front of the stage and facing this way. Thank you. It is at this point in the service we're going to pass baskets for the offering. Know that we are very grateful for your contributions. Thank you. No, we will put this to good work. It is at this point where I have the delightful pleasure of telling you a little bit about the people that are here with us today. For some of you, they're very familiar, but just so those of you who are new have an opportunity to know a little about them. They're both ordained ministers, and they travel around the West, Northwest, I should say, but occasionally down toward California, also visiting with other church communities and congregations, sharing their beautiful music and their wonderful messages. Reverend Andy, as you've already heard, is a singer, a songwriter, and a poet who truly comes from his heart. He composes, performs visionary music, spiritual music, and music that inspires and uplifts. His music has been referred to as music from the soul. And Ben Anderson, accompanying him today, is his own gifted in his own very interesting way. And I think, Ben, the first person to actually bring to our congregation rap. You were a few years younger, but no less talented. Rap to music, and it was moving. It was amazing. So I don't know what he will do today, but we're always glad to have you back. Spoken word. You shouldn't call it rap. Well, he definitely speaks the word, that's for sure. And then, of course, we have Reverend Bonnie Anderson, who is a most interesting teacher, apart from being a minister. I've had the pleasure of actually attending a workshop or two or three or more of hers. And she also brings a special mission, which is one of love and peace to the world. She uses a lot of personal stories and examples to kind of just help drop whatever that message is right in. And we're so happy to have them both. I'm going to turn the whole thing over to the three of them. And Bonnie has several things in mind, and Andy has some music, and have a good time. I will.
When I love myself just the way I am, faults is all I see. And I see the best, know the best, be the best I can be. Then I know that I know that I know that I know that I know. And I love myself just the way I am. I can free my power wherever I am. Oh, at any time I can redefine, build a new paradigm, and let myself grow and grow and grow. When I love myself just the way I am, I can free my power. Oh, and when I decide, change my mind, build a new paradigm, and let my love grow and grow. When I love myself just the way I am, I can free my power. Oh, wherever I am, at any time I can redefine, get a new paradigm, and let myself grow and grow. Let my love, let it grow and grow. It's all I am. Let it grow and grow. It's all you are. Let it grow and grow. Let it grow and grow.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Delighted to be here today. And, you know, I love that song. I love that song. And, you know, when we love ourselves just the way we are, we can let others love the way they love. Thinking about last night's concert. When we truly love ourselves, that's where it all begins. So thanks for singing that song. I didn't know you were going to sing that. I love that song. So I'd like to start with a meditation. So if you would please just get comfortable in your seats, and if you feel like it, close your eyes and take a deep breath. A big deep breath, and let it go. Let go of everything it took to get here today. Set your to-do list aside and just be present here in this moment. And let's take a little stroll together down a path in the woods. Imagine yourself in a beautiful forest of trees. You smell the earthy smell, the beginnings of spring. You look up and see the sun breaking through the leaves at the top of the trees. You can hear the trees, the leaves rustling in the wind. And as you walk, the path ends at an old growth tree, a huge redwood right in front of you. You put your hand out and touch the rough bark and feel the life of the tree. as you stand in front of this tree, it is very wise. This tree will give you answers if you ask it, because it's a magical tree, as all trees are. And as you look at this tree and perhaps reach out your hand and touch it, you ask the tree any question you desire, any question that's on your heart, and know that the answer is right there. So let's just take a moment in the silence and listen. And now you can be grateful and thank this beautiful tree that has been there for hundreds of years. Give it a hug if you want. I know I'm a secret tree hugger. And bless it, that it continues its life long, many more hundreds of years. And take a breath and turn and walk back the path the way you came. And just watching your breathing, come back into the room. And when you're ready, open your eyes. I hope you got a message from your tree. I did. So, the title of my talk is When One Door Closes. And the metaphor of a door or a doorway is so powerful. You know, in looking for a picture for the program, I Googled doorway or door, and all these, you should do it, it's kind of fun. There's mystical doors in the forest, in a tree. There's wooden doors, there's ancient doors, there's modern doors, the colors, just all different types of doorways, which really represents all the opportunities that we have to move forth. A closed door can be a door can be inviting if it's open, if it's ready for us to enter it, or it can be, if it's closed, it can be an ending, time to end something, that we can't get through that door. And what do we do when the path we're on seems blocked, when the door we approach seems closed? And a closed door could be the death of a loved one or a friend. It could be the end of a relationship. It could be the ending of a job or a career, perhaps retirement, moving. There's many different things that represent an ending. But what happens is we find ourselves on a new pathway. We're on a new pathway, whether sometimes we're forced to do it, sometimes we choose it. And sometimes we might stand at that door and grieve and want to go in it. We might look everywhere for the key to get in the door, or pound on the door saying, "Let me in, I don't want to change." Sometimes we do that, or we just may stand there and grieve that this door is closed. It's natural and sometimes necessary to grieve these endings. Yet we don't want to spend a lifetime pounding on a door that will not open. Yea, though I walk through the valley of shadow of death, I don't have to stop and build a house there. I can move through it. Jake, could you put that slide on that I had? I found this picture recently that I just really love. And I have been just like working with this picture and looking at it. There's something about it that really intrigues me because the sheep are standing behind this gate that you can see is never going to open. It hasn't been opened in years. And yet there they stand behind it. Even the one that's peeking around the side, he knows he can go around it and he doesn't. So sometimes we do that. We stand at the gate, even though, look at the beautiful river and the grass they could be frolicking on and eating. And instead they're waiting at the closed gate. And sometimes we do that, don't we? It's a very powerful picture. Freedom is right there, but they can't see it. Are you waiting at that closed door, the gate that won't open? Perhaps your life isn't as joyful or free as you would like. Yet you might be afraid to step into the unknown and try something new. The wonderful philosopher Joseph Campbell said, "The cave you fear to enter holds the treasure that you seek." The cave you fear to enter holds the very treasure that you seek. Sometimes we find ourselves living in the hallway. Maybe we've gone through the, because when one door closes, you know the rest of the statement, another one opens. It always opens. So maybe we've gone through another door and we're in the hallway though. We haven't decided where to go once we do that, sort of in limbo. Not ready to commit to something new. We can ask ourselves some important questions. One is, what is dying to me? What in my life isn't working anymore? What am I ready to let go of? What things that I do, maybe even when you get up in the morning, the things that you do every morning, that maybe it's time to try something new. And the other question is, what is your heart's desire? What gives you pure joy? Somebody want to shout out what gives them pure joy? It's so different for a lot of us.
Trees.
Trees? Cats.
Little children's faces.
Children's faces.
Deer in my backyard.
What?
Deer in my backyard.
Ah, deer in your backyard. Teaching little kids to swim. Beautiful. Some people, it's gardening. I love these beautiful flowers that are down here. Did you plant those? Or are those from your garden? Or they're, yeah. Too early. I thought so, but they're beautiful. So, what if a closed door is actually a gift from life? Because the open door is right there. And what it's a gift, it's a gift from life to turn in another direction, an invitation to expand and grow. You've all bought a plant from time to time at the nursery or someplace, and when you take it out of its pot, it's root bound. The plant looks healthy, it's green, it looks great, but then when you take it out, the roots are all twisted around, and if you leave it in that small pot, it will die, right? Because the roots won't be able to get the oxygen and the nutrients that they need. But once we take that and we put it in a larger pot, or we plant it in the ground, those roots have a place to grow and expand and move and then get new nutrients. You can almost feel the plant thanking you when you do that, can't you? I have room to move. And sometimes we need to repot ourselves into a place where we expand and have more room to grow. Because I said, when one door closes, another always opens. There's always an invitation to a new beginning. The universe doesn't say there's only one way. Even if we're like Andy and I are getting older, we're at it, you think, well, I've always done it this way. No, it doesn't matter how old you are. There's always a new door to try. There's always an invitation to a new beginning, where we turn away from what's not working and step into freedom. The excitement of finding a new path. Maybe we didn't even know the path was there, and we find it. It's a miracle. There's a miracles waiting to happen all over. When Andy and I left California and moved to Roseburg, we felt so expanded and excited and scared to death because we chose a path that was unknown, totally unknown, but we were excited. That feeling, remember that feeling, Andy? Life said to me the other day, you were out of the hallway and entered the pathway of transformation. And transformation, the definition of transformation is thorough or dramatic change in form or appearance. A metamorphosis. And one of the greatest examples to me of metamorphosis is the story we learned as children, the butterfly. The metamorphosis of the butterfly. There's so many lessons in that. Because here's the caterpillar crawling around on the ground or on the side of a tree, looking at the world through the eyes of the caterpillar, has no idea of what's going to happen next. He's just munching his leaves. And then he starts eating more and attaches himself to a branch, hanging from a branch, and forms a chrysalis around him. And then the caterpillar radically transforms its body. It literally digests itself. It's all mush inside there. Now if that's uncomfortable transformation, that seems like it would be. But the interesting thing is that they found that there are imaginal cells in that caterpillar from the time it was in an egg that knew it was going to be a butterfly, that knew that transformation was going to take place. Before it even becomes a caterpillar, it has an imaginal cell for each of the adult body parts that it needs. The wings and everything, it has this imaginal cells. And when it's time for metamorphosis, everything breaks down. And then this is when those imaginal cells awaken. And at first, the other cells fight these cells because they're foreign, they're new. They fight them. And then the imaginal cells group together and get so strong that they take over. And they awaken to show everyone else, all the other cells, how to become a butterfly. And the result is so beautiful and amazing. I should have had Jake put up a picture of a fabulous butterfly, because when you look at a caterpillar and you look at the beauty, the stunning beauty of a colorful monarch or another type of butterfly, it's truly amazing. I think that's why little kids are so entranced by that story. Sometimes they have it in their classroom, watching the chrysalis develop and to that butterfly. It seems like a miracle. But what does that mean for us? What does that mean for our lives? Well, we have in us all the answers we need to live a life of joy. We have those imaginal cells ourselves, if you want to call it that, to know what steps to take if we just turn within and listen to our own heart. If we want to know which door it is we are to follow, if we go within and listen, the answer is there. Even though we might be confused, we might not know, if you really go within and are quiet, the answers are all within us. Michael Beckwith said this: "A dream is powerful. Even if a particular aspect of the dream doesn't manifest, the dream itself carries the frequency of possibility. When you begin to hang out in the quantum field of infinite possibilities, things begin to change on your behalf because you're lifting your frequency into a whole new realm of possibilities. So just by having a dream, it lifts up our frequency. Things begin to come to us. We begin to see things. We begin to see more clearly. So what path are you walking? What door are you in front of? The door to the past sometimes closes. And wherever you are, if you're at that closed door still banging on it, beseeching, that's fine. All is well wherever we are. Because eventually we'll turn away and pick a door of infinite possibilities of transformation. Today we live in challenging times. We have been for how many times have I said that up here? How many months have I said that up here? We live in challenging times, and they don't seem to be ending. And I think that our world and our earth is ready for metamorphosis. And as we come together, those like-minded people, those of you in this congregation, as imaginal cells together, imagining a greater future. Imagining what it could be like if we loved ourselves and let other people love themselves. Imagining what it could be like if kindness returned, or if the earth was reborn and rejuvenated into our great mother was given the gift. Remember during COVID how I don't think global warming slowed down necessarily, but there were changes. The air became cleaner. You could see changes happening on the earth because we were all shut down. But there change is possible. And when we come together in community, we can together create a new future. That's why the Unitarian churches are here. That's why we're all here, is to create together. To create a community that helps each other, like the stories that I heard. People that need help, people help them. That's creating a new future, where people aren't on their own, lonely, where we connect together, where all the imaginal cells realize how many of us there are. Because there's more of us than you can ever imagine. We don't hear about those of us. We don't hear on the news about the positive things that are happening, because that doesn't sell. We hear about all the horrible things. So watch and be ready. And be ready to be activated and enter that passageway of transformation. And watch the butterfly emerge. Thank you. You need to stand up, Ben.
I was going to play the drum.
You need to stand up and sing.
Okay. Yes, mother.
I like it when he stands up.
There's only one life.
One life.
That life is my life.
My life.
That life is wonderful.
Yeah.
That life is my life now. Oh, my life now. Yeah.
Guys, clap your hands a little bit. Yeah.
I look all around. It's all I see.
It's all I see.
The beauty of a life in me, giving itself at me. Oh, yeah. I see the present, same beauty living in me. Everywhere I go, everything I do, everything I see, a reflection of me.
celebrate this moment and our right to be free. We have arrived. It's easy to see that the light within you is the same within me. And what I give to you is reflected, received. So let's make a decision to be the strength to carry love for everything that we see. Let reactionism go, live spiritually. See, spirit is alive and it's living as me. Right here, right now. Yeah. Where is it? Afraid to clap. It's okay.
There's only one life.
One life.
That life is my life.
My life.
That life is a wonderful.
Yes, it is.
That life is my life.
Yeah. Right now.
Yeah. There's only one. That life is my life.
That life is my life.
That life is a wonderful.
Yes, it is.
That life is my life. Yeah.
Sing it to me. Come on.
La 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 la
La la la la la la. 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 La 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 la.
There's only one life.
There's only one life.
One life.
One life.
One life.
One life.
That life is my life.
My life.
Oh, yeah.
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 Yeah. Yeah. Andy Anderson.
And as only a teenager can do, Malachi's sitting there going, no. So we're so delighted to be here this morning. Is there time for, if anyone has a comment or a question or about the service or the music or anything?
You're so dazzled.
So, I think about last night and coming close to the block where the church is, and seeing the protesters there, and hearing rawr, 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 their voices. Except that they had beautiful signs in rainbow colors. And they were being held, some of them, by elder men, like my age. And so men my age smile at women. I mean, they were taught to be polite. And so they're holding these signs and they're grinning at me. And I'm saying, okay, so what do I say? And I'm not going to say anything because we're driving by, but I've been thinking, what is there to say? And today, what I'm thinking of saying is, I'm a third grade teacher. I've seen people not want to be where I am or to hear the message I'm about to bring. And I know how to do that. This is nothing new. And the thing about being a third grade teacher is I know I love those kids, even if they are really causing trouble. So I'm stuck with your message. Whatever I have to say to them has got to be about love.
Yes. That's great. Thank you. I love that.
Just for those of you who weren't there, we're not talking about a handful of 4 or 5. We're talking about lining up and down Harvard in front of the Methodist Church and around the corner on that side street. So when I think about opening doors, I think about all the doors I've been trying to open for my whole life, and it was so wonderful to see almost 100 people walk right through, drive right through all that noise, get out of their cars, walk right in. Bonnie, Andy, Ben, amazing. Another hand went up. Ah, Katie.
I just want to thank Reverend Andy. He's providing some transcendental wavelengths that are opening doors in me. As we're talking, I feel these vibes, and it really accents everything we've been talking about today. So thank you.
That's great. And he's got some CDs back there, too. You can listen to it at home.
What was that we said about music that speaks to the heart?
Too many thoughts. Let's see what comes out. I think it was Pablo Casals, the great cellist, who said, "Music indeed will save the world." And I could have lit a candle to Malachi this morning. About a month ago, he and Ben and I met in Sherms. And Malachi told me there was going to be a Jolene band concert, and he was going to play. And I went. I had the time of my life. It was such an exceptional concert by these middle school students. And I really did. I enjoyed myself immensely. I was bebopping in my seat and clapping and singing along, just like I was this morning. So it was wonderful to hear Ben and Andy as well singing again, because I haven't been here in a while. And Bonnie, thank you so much for your message, because I needed to look beyond the closed doors that have been happening to me. And you reminded me of the help that trees and butterflies have given me my whole life. So thank you,
So sweet. Thank you.
all of you.
Maybe we'll get Malachi and his trumpet up here sometime, right?
I want that whole band. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
What a wonderful service. We have some closing words today called The Promise and the Practice by Kimberly Johnson. And they go like this. Hush. Somebody's calling your name. Can you hear it? Calling you to a past not forgotten. Calling you to a future not fully imagined. Hush, hush. Somebody's calling our name. What shall we do? And as we leave today, perhaps we can think on this. It's called Be True, Be Well, and Be Loving. We leave this gathered community, but we don't leave our connection, our concerns, our care for each other, our service to each other, to the world, to our faith, that all continues until we are together again. Friends, be strong, be well, be true, and be loving. And please join now and go lift it up. Many thanks to the Andersons, and don't forget those sign-up sheets on that back table. I see that JC's got one in hand. We need you to contribute to that salad, something. And also on the 25th, don't forget we have soup and everything you ever wanted to know about LGBTQ, what it all means. And to the Andersons, many, many, many thanks. We'll see you again soon. Stay for coffee and conversation.